Hey viewers, welcome to another game of Casual Pro Gamer. Today we are doing another Grubby game, and Grubby is playing as our Protoss player here in the top right, and he is playing against Yoigen, who is playing the Terran in the bottom left. So yeah, I selected another Grubby game because the last one, kind of didn't show off his talents, and he is a pretty good player. And I just wanted to give him another go and show that he is actually a pretty decent player. And last game he was just completely messing around, and he screwed up quite a lot actually in not killing his opponent when he had a chance and blah blah. They were just trolling around, and I don't like that. But you guys know that I don't like that. But anyhow, we are going to see another game of him, and this time he is playing against a Terran player. Last time against the Zerg. And yeah, let's just hope that we will see a little more standard play this time. So this is going to be a long game. You might have already noticed that from the video length. But yeah, this is going to be a hella long game for a StarCraft match. And yeah, we will have to see how that works out. So it does mean that we get to see a lot of different units at least. And Grubby is sending out a scout there. So the probe here is going to scout around. It's going to see what's happening in the enemy base and see whether or not there is a rush incoming. Of course, that's not the only thing he can see, but it is the main thing he wants to see. And you saw the SCV checking out over here. Apparently that is a spot where people can a cannon rush, which is planting a pylon and then building cannons. Like if you plant a pylon over here, it's very hard to spot, or over here it's very hard to spot, and then you can build more and more cannons to get into the enemy's natural expansion. And after that, you have some cannons over here. The cannons will start shooting the SCVs, and then afterwards, if the SCVs either die or get withdrawn to the main base, they will actually start shooting this command center. And well, in short, the Terran player will not be able to do anything over here, and he wanted to prevent that, of course. So the probe is here, sitting on his on that watchtower, and in the meantime, the SCV, the scouting SCV, who scouted all of this going on, built a nice little engineering bay over there. He's not supposed to die normally, but yeah, the engineering bay is here just to delay that expansion. It gets cancelled, you lose a little bit of minerals, but it is well worth it. And yeah, it delays the expansion by quite a bit. As you can see, the expansion already coming up here, and he is about 80 seconds ahead. Yeah, 75 seconds ahead with that expansion, and that is a huge amount, of course. Since in this game it's mostly about seconds rather than minutes, so if you're 75 seconds ahead, that is a pretty big deal. So one of the stalkers moved all the way over here just to see whether there was an expansion coming up, a second expansion. But for now, no such thing, and he is just going to sit there and wait for things to happen. Or he's just going to move in, but yeah, that is not the smartest of choices. And the one Marine that got hit there got withdrawn to the bunker. The others are, well, they're still okay. One of them got hit, but he is still fine. He's at 35 health. And yeah, it seems that this stalker is just going to stay in. As you can see, the shields are recharging, so he should be able to do pretty well. The Nexus is up, and we see 3 warp gates and a robotics facility coming up. With of course the cybernetics core already completed, because well, we have a stalker first of all, second of all we have warp gates. and both of those things require a cybernetic score. So already producing those marauders, and the marauders are just really good against armored. As you can see, double damage versus armored units, and yeah, the stalkers are armored. All of the units coming from the robotics facility are armored. Well, the ground units. I mean, there are 2 ground units and they are both armored. But yeah, the immortals are, well, they prevent everything but 10 damage. So yeah, against the marauders, they are still, well, the marauders see them as non-armored basically. So yeah, but the marauders are going to do very well against this team, and of course he's building mostly marines, because, well, marines are really cheap. They cost 50 minerals, no gas, whereas these marauders cost 100 minerals and 25 gas, so they are way more expensive. And of course, seeing from that, yeah, how important the marauder is, you can understand why he wants to build mostly marines and then supplement that with some marauders, because, well, if you want to build all kinds of really expensive units, then of course getting one of them sniped is a really big deal. And here with these marines, if one of them gets killed, yeah, it's no big deal. It's no big deal at all. So Zealot over here to guard this tower and to make sure that he can see when this is coming in. The automatons are doing their thing. It's really important that they stay here. I always shoot them. I hate them. But never mind. We are going to get a drop over here. A few units sent in to go distract on the front of the base, and these units are going to come in from the back. Oh, but they got spotted, or he just has a very good game sense here and does understand what was going to happen. But 2 of the stalkers die, and yeah, then of course the marines, they mostly die because the rest of the army is coming in. Yeah, one of the stalkers is really low, and that of course is was exactly the plan. But a very nice game instincts there from Grubby. He didn't see anything happening, and yeah, I'll try to keep an eye on this guy, but it is going to be very hard because he's very hard to spot, as you can see in the edge of the corner of the screen. Sorry, the edge of the corner. Well, technically the corner has an edge, so yeah, sure. In the corner of the screen, and it is just hard to see that, especially because he's blue. If he was bright yellow, might have been a different story. But once again, people not playing with other colors, not caring about that at all. And yeah, the first Colossus seems to be out. Another Colossus coming up. And yeah, 1 Colossus, 5 Zealots, 5 Stalkers and 4 Sentries. The Sentries are normally used to block off the, well, these kind of entrances, but because he has this entrance, and this entrance, wrong map, sorry. Because he has these 2 entrances to worry about, he doesn't really know which one to guard, and therefore the sentries were all the way back here. So it seems there's a marine over here guarding this, just watching when the expansion is taken. But oh, and the marauder here, same purpose, but he is going to get killed. A large army now, but yeah, the Terran army is just as large. He has 2 Vikings to snipe the Colossi if they come too close. And how many? There are 5 stalkers on the way. Oh. Or not underway. There are 5 stalkers on the field, and that is probably not enough to guard against those Vikings, especially not if he makes a few more. Yeah, and he now has 6 of them, and that is not going to be held off by just those stalkers. Of course, you never go in with just 2 Vikings. You go in with a large amount so that you can 3-shot these guys or something like that. 2-shot, 3-shot, something like that. Something that they can get killed very, very quickly, because that is the point of having those air units. And sending in 3 SCVs here. I'm not actually sure what he's doing here, but okay. And 3 over here, 3 Marines. So getting that pylon, he does reveal that he has all those Vikings, and now has quite a few of them actually. He has 8 Vikings going, and yeah, still has these 3 Marines here. 1 Marine would do okay. It shouldn't be a problem. And did he spot that probe coming in? Because if he didn't, this is going to be a big surprise. I don't think that the probe could see him, but yeah, the probe does get spotted now. And yeah, it did put down 2 pylons to warp in new units. We'll have to see if that actually works out for him, because it seems that that these pylons should get sniped without any use. Yeah, so they are going to get sniped indeed. Well, one of them at least, and there goes the second one. Come on, see it. Yep. I think the unit saw it before he saw it. And there is another pylon over here. The pylons are there to spot as well as warp in units. Well, this one was there just to warp in units. And yeah, 1 Marine getting over here just to see what's going on here. He sees there is an expansion. He sees, well, he probably already saw that, but he sees kind of what kind of an army there is, and he's looking for these guys. Because if you can find them with... oh wow, he has way too many Vikings. That's what, 15 Vikings? That is way too many for 3 Colossi. Because they can't do anything against the rest, because the rest isn't flying. Colossus are considered, or Colossi are considered flying as well as ground troops. And oh, the cannons are going to hit them quite a lot. And oh, one of the ships goes down. The second also goes down. The first one almost fully loaded. The second one was almost empty, but still had some units in it. And oh, this is such a waste of units. Very nice defense, by the way. Maybe a little bit too much defense, but no, it's only 2 cannons. It's not bad. And of course, you need to build the pylons anyway, so you might as well build them in the back. Large amount of units here for our Protoss player, and he is definitely going to do some damage to this base if it was there, but it is not here. Normally this base is up by now, and the Zealot, yeah, he just ran straight past it and he saw, well, there's nothing up. So there's the vision coming in with the observer. And yeah, now it's all about that engage. So where are we going to engage in the fight? Because that is very important. It's all about that. Well, that first shot. Who gets the first shot off? And the second thing, yeah, you have to have all of your units firing, and that is way easier to be done with these Colossi and Stalkers and Zealots, because they all have different ranges. The Zealots will run in up close and personal with your enemies, and wow, some units get killed, but yeah, it's not as effective as it could have been. The High Templar, sorry, doing some damage there, and he gets 0 kills though. We have 11 workers killed against 6 workers killed, so both of them pretty equal. Let's see, units lost. A little bit more units lost for the blue player here. But yeah, we're just waiting for that first engage. They both don't want to engage too early. They both want to just build up some upgrades. As you can see, shields, weapons, blink, everything is upgrading. Terran ship weapons, infantry armor, infantry weapons, and there we go, getting some damage off, but not a whole lot. And wow, all of these ghosts, man. Why would you have this? Oh, the ghosts are of course really good EMP. Yeah, EMP is really good against the Protoss units. You can wipe out the entire shield on a group like this with just a few ghosts. And yeah, they have this EMP round, which does 100 damage to shields and energy. So if you have something like this, he has 150 energy, shield, sorry. So 2 shots, 2 EMP pulses, and he will have no shield at all. So that halves the amount of HP it has, the unit has, and yeah, this one too. And the zealots have only 50, so you only need to hit them once. The stalkers only need to be hit once as well. These archons, of course, they have 350, so they need to be hit 4 times. But then you can one-shot them with any unit because they only have 10 HP. They only have 10 life. So yeah, that's the ghost is really the way to get rid of those pesky archons. And both armies still kind of posing, kind of standing around, trying to, well, get the perfect engage off. The Terran actually building 2 of these sensor towers, one over here, one over here. And he has some missile turrets as well. Apparently really afraid of units just sneaking past or getting dropped, or what's probably the case, yeah, here with the warp gates. Sorry, warp prism. Yeah, getting warped in and then getting more teleports in, or well, what are they called? Well, warp ins, I guess. Anyhow, we see more and more, yeah, gold building, minerals and such building up, and they finally decide to engage here. But the Protoss player losing 50 of his supply, with the Terran player really losing nothing. So those ghosts doing a lot of damage, and yeah, really nothing he actually lost. Wow, 1 HP, 16 HP. Yes, they are very low, but they didn't die, and that's the most important thing here. So High Templar coming in, and the High Templar are of course really good at sniping huge groups of units, but yeah, this sensor tower already spotted them, and he is going to scan and see what's going on. So the command centers that were being built here are getting sniped, but yeah, it is not going to be good enough. Once again, yeah, nobody losing anything. And let's see. This is all full health. This is also all full health. A couple of shields got blown up, but that's about it. Oh, wow, so many scans going off. Few snipes, because the snipes are really effective against these psionic units, I believe, which the High Templar are. Yeah, psionic. Can't really read it properly. At least I can't read it properly, but I don't know why. And it seems that 2 of the ghosts are going to get away here. Oh, that was because the observer didn't stay in, and yeah, the observer is going to be crucial here. And one of them goes down, the other one escapes at 4 HP. No! Nuke going down! But yeah, a little bit of a fight going off here. And is he going to get anything? Yes, he is going to get something. He's going to get 3 kills, yeah. one cannon and 2 probes. And he is going to get another nuke off. I always wonder why people don't nuke exactly at this point, for example. That's a red point. And you get a red dot, by the way, if you're the opponent here. And how much did he get this time? Two more probes, so that's good. And he's going to take down this this assimilator, but that's not going to work. Yeah, he was at 4 HP or something like that. So finally he gets taken out. And a Dark Templar out, but yeah, there are so many of these missile turrets everywhere that he really isn't going to do that anytime soon. The sensor tower did get sniped, but he's just going to build a new one. 2 command centers, just making sure that he gets as many minerals as he can because of the mules. And he has a lot of these command centers, as you can see. Just building command centers all over the place, making sure that he can mine as much as possible without having to invest too heavily in SCVs, because he doesn't want to spend his supply on SCVs, and he has so many things just. Yeah, especially command centers just sitting around, planetary fortress just for the defense of this region. And these guys are going to save up energy and every now and then well, just get used on the minerals. So let's say the income. Currently the Protoss player has 66 for harvesters, so that's probes, versus 53 SCVs, but the income is still higher for the Terran player, and that's the way those mules work. And a lot of damage going off here by those 4 Templar that are in here. Yeah, but then he loses all 4 of them to this massive air force. Oh, but yeah, I don't think that the Terran player really cares about those. All he cares about is oh, is he going to lose the ghost? No, the ghost is still alive. The nuke is coming in and it's going to do massive damage here to this these cannons. And a new one coming up, but he is just going to cover up the ghost with all of his units, making it impossible to snipe him. Here you can see it's impossible to target when the airplanes fly on top of it. The airplanes being Vikings in this case. And wow, more and more units getting sniped on both sides, but it is mainly on the on the Protoss side where units are killed. A mothership coming up. And is the mothership going to be good enough? Because there are so many scans on that Terran player, and wow, all of these are really low. All of the Vikings are within like 2 hits, but they all get out. Well, not all of them. I guess he lost 2, but still he could have lost all of those to one more storm. And the mothership, yeah, is just trying to cloak the units, but it's not going to be good enough. The vortex will probably go down. No, nothing is going down. And there is just a scan. Yeah, the scan makes sure that he can still see, but at least all of the Terran units get killed here. But a new army already resurrected, and more and more of these Vikings coming in. The mothership is going to go. Oh, it's getting away. So everyone in the vortex. And here we go, getting some damage done. One of the Archons dies, but yeah, I don't know if that's good enough. But it seems that the Protoss player has to rebuild, and the Terran player just gets to keep all his bases. You can see the amount of mules, and yeah, if you see the income, then you can see who's winning here. So it seems that his keyboard didn't work properly and they had to pause, but fortunately we skipped the pauses. So that is excellent. So the Protoss army over here, and no reaction coming in from anything, and yeah, these mules need to just keep farming. There's nothing they can do about this. Well, they can repair, I guess. And oh, so many things getting killed. Yeah, the orbital commands were lifted up but not moved. And yeah, that Protoss army waiting a little bit before he's actually getting out there to save his base, because he wanted to make sure that nobody was coming in from the other side while this small army was killing his base. And of course the recall coming in from the mothership, it is over here, and it gets all of the units out safely. So yeah, it seems that plenty of vision and such for the Terran player, but he is not really doing that well in general. He lost quite a few units in that last fight over here, and yeah, with the mothership out, it seems that the Protoss player has kind of got the momentum back a little bit. But it's all about how many minerals you take in, and although this base is not well, nearly mined out. This one is still fully mining. This one has been destroyed. This one is still fully mining. Yeah, it seems that even though the Terran player is kind of out of bases at the moment. Oh, he has one base mining. But it seems that he still has the upper hand here. He does have large amount of gas going, but spent all of his resources, which is pretty amazing, to be honest. And as you can see, 10,000 in his army, 11,000 in his army, I mean, versus 6,000, and that is going to be a huge difference. Even though they have the same amount of army, the harvester, so the amount of SCVs is way lower than the amount of probes, and because of that, he's going to have a larger army. He's going to have more offensive units. And is the nuke going to land? Yes, he's just going to let it land. You can cancel it because sometimes it's just not useful to let it land. And oh, this is risky. He is running right on the side of his own nuke. And actually, well, the only thing that gets killed is whatever this was. I think that was a pylon. The whole army coming in here now, and a load of these immortals, but the immortals are not going to be good against well, most of the light units, but yeah, the storms are going to be good against the light units. So lots and lots of units getting killed there. That was amazing, that fight. The mothership goes down in the mayhem, but the Protoss player once again losing way more than the Terran player. Terran player still has a large army, he still has all of his air units, and he still has a decent amount of his ground troops, but especially the medevacs and Vikings are still alive, and that is a huge bonus for him. Although the Vikings are currently not really useful, so he might want to consider suiciding those, or just using them as ground troops. But he is producing more and more instead. Yeah, he is still producing them, and well, he is getting some minerals now, but the command center getting out of there because it is under attack of this one stalker. And it's all about who is going to engage now, because the Protoss player has been harassing this top base for quite a while now, meaning that he now has one base over the Terran, because he actually has that base in the bottom right, but the Terran player does not have that base in the top left. I did say bottom right, right? Anyway, this base is kind of the mirror image of this base, so there comes the command center again, and he is going to have to mine from that now. He does have plenty of these orbital commands still, but most of the energy is off of out of them. And wow, almost missed that. But a large army coming in, sniping one of the orbital commands, and actually going to kill this refinery as well. And yeah, the medevac's just doing wonders for this army, because every time they get nuked down by one of these storms, or two of these storms even, they get completely healed up again because of the large amount of medevacs he has. 7 medevacs, that's quite a lot. It's a large investment in not so much resource, well, it is a resource I guess, but especially the supply. And there comes your favorite unit, the Dark Templar. Dark Templar going to kill a whole lot of SCVs here if there is no reaction. And the scan has to go down. And the command center is morphing to an orbital command here. Or a planetary fortress, sorry. And that is going to shoot this guy, but there we go. Oh, the missile turret was already completed. That's why he could see him. So anyhow, new push in for our Terran player here. And wow, so many of these Vikings. That is incredible. And yeah, he needs those because his ghosts and his marauders and marines will all die instantly to these colossi. And he wants to prevent that, of course. So he needs to snipe those colossi immediately the moment they come into range. And wow, large amounts of cannons here, and that is an excellent defense against well, sneaky units coming in. And it's about time that man, yeah, sending those in now, but it's about time that this Terran player also starts doing that, starts making a static defense over here. Unfortunately, he does not have things like cannons, he only has bunkers. And bunkers are not as effective because you need to invest in supply, you need to invest in well, you need to put some marines and marauders in there to hold off the pushes, or well, to shoot at all. And wow, another few storms going off. And let's see how many he got. Oh, there we go. Can't see, of course. Anyhow, yeah, there's a lot of harassment going off on both sides. And it seems that wow, the High Templar killing 2 units there and then getting sniped. The feedback, of course, really effective against some units. Feedback, it does damage equal to the amount of energy they have, and it drains the energy. So all in all, that's just a major good deal. And is the nuke going to land? I don't see why not, but yeah, the nuke is going to land. But that was just one cannon. Of course, they need to destroy the rest as well. Yeah, but that's no problem. Oh, a large storm going off, and all of these ghosts getting very low. Well, not super low, but taking a pretty decent amount of damage there. And in the meantime, this army pushing in, and is this going to be... No, it's not going to be a base race. It's just going to be an attack on both sides. And a large amount of storms cleaning up some of these ghosts. These ghosts have been so annoying. Wow, just look at the amount of immortals. That is incredible. But if you hit the immortals with the EMP shot, then they lose their shield entirely, so they are no longer efficient. So ghosts also very good against those immortals. And of course, our Protoss player here knows that's the case, and yeah, he is going to be very careful with those. And yeah, losing more and more of his SCVs here, it seems. Well, it's about equal in the amount of of workers killed, but well, the income from the Terran player is not necessary or not necessarily dependent on those harvesters. He is going to get some mules going, of course, and here we go, getting another Protoss army on the doorstep. And is he finally going to close in on this Protoss army, or no, not even close. The Protoss army is going to march in there and kill the base, but he's going to kill a base in return. So it's still equal. Man, this is taking so long. Oh yeah, but I do understand this. I mean, this is definitely not them delaying the game for some reason. No, this is just because they want to make sure that they don't lose to, well, a stupid circumstance, and doing some damage here to the buildings that were there. And wow, all of the ghosts once again getting stormed, but yeah, the medevacs are there to pick up the, or to heal them back up. And this building is going to burn down if he isn't going to repair it, if he doesn't repair it. Anyhow, large fight going off, the main unit's dying, and yeah, finally this Terran is going to take a position that is, well, just dominant in this game, and that has taken very, very long. But finally the Terran player coming in at the right angle, killing the Colossi immediately, getting the EMPs down on those immortals, and at that point there really was nothing to do for the Protoss army, and it was just going to die. But we have no minerals anymore. Yeah, a couple of minerals here, a couple of minerals here. Completely mined out, and no base over there. The only base that's, well, anywhere near mining is this one, but yeah, we can see this base is still completely up and running, and the income tab shows that yeah, the Terran player just has more income. And wow, this entire force is going to do very well against these buildings unless they take off, because they can of course lift off, and then the zealots cannot really do anything about them. But it also means that he cannot use the buildings to produce new units. But for now that is not so much a problem. He doesn't have the money to do that anyway. And wow, just yeah, only zealots coming out here for our our Protoss player. And that means that he is probably out of everything. Well, yeah, he is out of everything except supply. He now has plenty of supply available, and finding the units there. But this base once again getting cancelled, losing another 100 minerals. It's not a big deal. The 100 minerals are not a big deal. The fact that there's no base is a much bigger deal. But yeah, so many orbital commands that he can just scan all day long. 2 scans at the same time, just to prove how rich he is. I think he's just mocking his opponent now with all of these scans. There's really no reason to scan this much, and yeah, this one can stay there. Who cares about that one? The feedback, killing one of the ghosts, but then the ghost just killing killing the High Templar. Oh, accidentally leaving some units behind here, and that is not what he intended to do. So I think the Protoss army is going to make one last stand here, and of course right at the end of the game we have to get a lag. We were doing so well, but for some reason it has to do that every game. So let's hope that it will actually recover, and otherwise, well, not. Oh, no, no, yes, yes. Come on. Okay, there we go. Getting that last fight in. So yeah, he's just starting to kill the bases on the Protoss side, because there's really no reason not to. But of course, leaving the pylons, the cannons for what they are, because he doesn't want to have his units damaged in any way before this last fight. He knows that the Protoss player is just like him, building up the largest army he can afford. And there goes another zealot. And although it may not seem like a big victory, every little thing you do is a good thing. So the command center here gets lifted off. The mules die, of course. And one harvester left, so he has one SCV. And yeah, he's just going to guard his base, I think, and make sure that the enemy cannot build their base. So some floating units here, some floating buildings, and those floating buildings are not going to be attacked. New base coming up here. I don't know, but I'm still feeling that they both have a chance here. It's all about this base. If this base... Oh man, phone call. So, oh, it's all about this base. If this base can keep mining, then the Protoss player is going to win. If the Terran player can prevent the mining on that base really quickly, really soon, I should say, then it's going to be the Terran's game. But the Terran did have an advantage earlier in the game, but now I have to feel that he is behind. Although he doesn't have any harvesters anymore, and therefore he has 103 supply worth of army, and that is of course excellent. Yeah, this base is going to go down now, and this entire army just retreating. I don't know why. He doesn't want to engage, but I don't know why he doesn't want to engage. Still 800 minerals left and plenty of Nexi, so he can still farm. It's just or well, harvest the minerals, I guess. It's just that now he has to do it long range, and he really doesn't want to. But it seems that if he has if the Terran player just builds some units that can, the flying units that can attack the ground, he will automatically win. Because there's nothing that shoots the air. So yeah, this is going to be the last fight, because now they're going to get boxed in, and then it's all about who gets the best positioning. And yeah, there's nowhere that these units can go, and they have been split off from some of their brethren. No, they're still... Yeah, they can't get out of here, but I'm not sure if the Terran has the better positioning here. Oh, they just go through the building, but they do lose a few of the... well, of the units. And oh, the Immortals both going down. Yeah, and now it's just a cleanup duty. And the one Zealot just killing everything that he can. It's not going to matter too much, but yeah, well, there are just going to be more and more mules coming in, because mules are free. Yay! So another attack over here, and a few of the Terran units now getting caught off, and wow, more and more streaming in here. And even though the Protoss player has more money in the bank, he is way behind on everything. I don't know why he's not producing more like Stalkers or something like that. Stalkers may not be as effective here, but well, then more Zealots. I mean, he can produce 6 more Zealots. I guess he has plenty of them. man, running behind each other. It's every time is the Terran player finding the Protoss army and then picking off 1 or 2 units and then retreating again and then regrouping, and yeah, he needs to prevent this mineral intake, because this mineral intake is really what's keeping the Protoss in this game. And cute. 1 Marine versus the pack. And sacrificing another Marine here to scout. Well, it's not actual sacrifice, but and this observer has been there all game long. That's just an incredibly efficient observer. And finally, are we going to see the last fight then over here? And the High Templar are going to launch some storms, and yeah, finally we have the end of the game there. So no more units available, 2 High Templar left, and they are over here out of energy, and they could form 1 Archon, but that's about it. Wow, that was a long game, but a very balanced game. I think, yeah, it was all about this last base, this one, and Grubby just couldn't keep that up. He couldn't keep up the amount of well, army needed to defend his base, and he never went into the really high-tech units. He stuck with his warp gauge units and a few robotics units, but that's about it. So never went into heavy starport units or something like that. And I don't know if that would have worked. Probably not. Or he would have done that. Well, not against these Vikings, I guess. But yeah, very nicely played on both sides. It seems that the Terran came out ahead. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.